Now, let's talk a little bit about the bigger picture about what's going on in the crypto markets. There has been actually a fairly big change in the market behavior over the last about 9 months or so. Historically, the market has been driven by crypto native investors kind of doing their own thing and being a little bit disconnected from the rest of the investment universe. And what the crypto native investors tend to do was to take on a lot of leverage and play these games where they would lever up 20 times, 30 times, 100 times, and they would make these short-term bets. And then would drive the markets up and down very much in line, just sort of with the crypto psychology. The chart that I have here is the aggregate futures open interest. The futures or perpetual swaps are the main instrument that the crypto speculators were using because it is the instrument with the cheapest amount of leverage that you can get. So the real price setting in the crypto market was done in this instrument. The open interest is the amount of these futures outstanding. So every time somebody wants to take on a position, whether long or short, this is a derivative. It has to be created. So it's not like stocks where if a company issues, 1,000 shares of stock, there's always 1,000 shares of stock outstanding. In the derivatives market, when somebody wants to buy a future, it has to be created and the open interest in those futures goes up. So the amount of open interest shows you kind of the amount of total betting that goes on in the market. And we see these like crazy run-ups and huge drops in past history. A great example is what happened in March 2020. You see the aggregate open interest rising from about 300,000 Bitcoins to about 500,000 Bitcoins as the leverage speculators just went all in and went completely nuts. And then at the beginning of March 2020, there was a sell-off that in itself wasn't that big, but then it started liquidation cascade in that it started showing losses on these leveraged positions, which caused them to be liquidated because they didn't have margin. The liquidations drove prices down furthermore. That created more liquidations, and it was this cascade in which, in a space of only a day or two, the open interest went down by almost 40%. As majority of these positions got liquidated. At the same time, crypto prices fell by about 50% in the space of 2 days. And then, things kind of calm down and you can see those leveraged investors coming back into the market and opening up positions again, just driving the open interest back up to over 400,000 Bitcoin by the end of July of 2020.